This is where we will be staying for the next 2 to 4 weeks. We have 2 weeks completely booked. We're deciding whether or not we're gonna stay for the whole month in this one specific area that we're at in Vietnam. I'm gonna set this up in a sec here and just try to get my little work area set up. It's pretty much a vanity, but I'm gonna use it as my office area. But you can see we got like the 2 rooms divided here in the middle. It's got like a nice little bathroom. The place is a mess because this is the reality of it. This is what it looks like when you're trying to do this stuff with kids and a family, traveling and whatnot. You know, got all their toys and books and stuff for learning here. It looks like we've probably been here for a week, but we got here yesterday. As soon as we get here and we start unloading the bags, shit gets real. I wanted to show this because there's this whole monk mode, go to Asia for 3 months and focus and grind and all this stuff that I see a lot of like young people talking about. Guys with broccoli hair in their 20s telling you how you can become a guru too. I know that that's not the reality of it. I know that it's very, very different than that. Many people might not. And many of us who want to do something like this probably are older or have families or have careers, and the idea of like picking up and just moving and going to a foreign country so that you can live cheaply in order to like hack away at your apps or content or whatever business ideas that you have while enjoying some of what the world has to offer and seeing different places and trying to focus. It's kind of funny because when people talk about this monk mode and disappearing for 3 months just to, you know, do the hard work and escape, they don't have kids. They have no idea what it's really like to do this stuff when you're older and have a family. But this is pretty cool. I wanted to show you guys this. It blew out when I was showing it earlier, or when I walked past it earlier. But here's what's pretty cool. I'm trying to get a view on it. You can see this is my window here, or the window in the kids' room, and that right over there is the ocean. We're like, I don't know, 100 meters from the beach. It's like a 3-minute walk, according to one of those travel blogs that we read. One of the top 10 beaches in the world in Vietnam. I don't know if you can see the surfers there. See if I can zoom in a little bit. But that's where we're at. In this room, in this location, we upgraded to like the family suite that has the 2 rooms. So it's like 540 square foot. It's not huge. We don't really have a kitchen. We decided to stay here instead of an Airbnb because when we were looking, Airbnbs didn't have a gym or a pool, or at least not for the same price point. This, with the upgrade for the family room, we're paying like $30 a night, or maybe a little more than that. But that's still pretty cheap. It's not super cheap. I know it's not like, you know, $500 a month cheap, but it's still pretty damn cheap when you really think about it. Like, all right, yeah, maybe the square footage isn't there. Maybe if we had like a kitchen or something, that would be better. But the truth is, like, where are you going to find something like this in the US for that price point? I'm going off topic. The main reason why I wanted to make this video, I'm having a hard time again with finding time to work, and I knew that it would be a little bit difficult at the start. We've only been at it for 3 weeks now, and in those 3 weeks we've gone from the US to Cambodia to Thailand for a little bit, and now we're in Vietnam, and we're going to be settled here for a month, which now I'm good. My wife is with a group of world schoolers here. She's actually meeting them for the kickoff event right now while I'm staying at home and working. And that's awesome for me because now I can actually get to the monk mode part. Now I can actually start focusing, and I'm really excited about that. But I've really thought about like how difficult it is to find time when you have a family, when we have a job, when we have responsibilities, when we have other things that occupy our time. And we have these dreams and these ideas and these things that we want to do, and we just can't find the time to do it. And I got to thinking about this because I was responding to some comments that I got on a video, but he was kind of asking me like, how did you have time? How did you have time when you were learning how to code? And I want to talk about a little bit of that right now. But first, I'm going to get my office set up while I do that.
When you don't have enough time, you either have to find time or you have to make time, especially if you're already busy, especially if you're already working a lot as it is, or you have a lot of other things occupying your time. I was very lucky when I was learning how to code. Yes, we had a newborn baby. Yes, I worked a full-time job. My wife also had a job. My wife was also expecting another baby. And it was not easy for us, but there were some things that I had that were an advantage. The fact that I worked 10-hour shifts and 12-hour shifts meant that I actually worked less days a week. Even though I was working a full-time job hourly, I actually had more days off, which gave me more time to learn. I also had a job that gave me extra time to study. There was a lot of downtime at that job. I used every bit of that downtime to my advantage and to learn while I was on the clock. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that many of us, if we don't have time, sometimes we don't want to make time, and it's hard for us to figure out where we can get time from. And honestly, some of us don't want to give up some of our free time in order to go learn something, or in order to have to do more work, basically. And I'm not trying to down talk anyone who actually might be doing that and really trying, but the truth is that most people don't want to give up their Netflix. They don't want to give up their video game time. They don't want to give up their football on Sundays, and they don't want to give up their time to relax. And when I was learning how to code, I gave up a lot of that time to relax, and I focused all on learning how to code. I gave up jujitsu, I gave up gym, I gave up friends, I gave up gatherings, I gave up video games, I gave up everything in order to spend every bit of time that I had to learning how to code. And I'm not saying that's healthy, I'm not saying that's the way that you should go about it, but if you really want something bad enough, then you've got to figure out how you can get it. And that's where I'm feeling kind of frustrated now, because I feel like I don't have the time to do the things that I thought I was going to have the time to do while I was doing this trip. But I knew it was going to be like this at the start. I knew that we were going to be moving a little bit faster at the beginning of our travels than when we got settled into places for longer periods of time. And doing this trip wasn't just to reduce my bills in order to be able to live off of my YouTube money, because funny enough, I don't want to live off of YouTube. I actually am struggling to make content as I'm doing this, because my content is all over the place and I don't really want to do the breaking into tech, learn how to code, self-taught programmer stuff. And I'm not like a travel vlogger, so I'm not trying to do that content either. And I'm trying to still make content so that I can continue to afford this. But at the same time, that is taking up a lot of the time that I have to do the things that I want to do, which is indie hack and build out software products and build out business ideas that I have. The trip to Asia reduced a lot of the financial struggles that I was having because of the fact that my YouTube and all the social media stuff that I do gives me enough income to afford these things. The truth is that the financial aspect of this wasn't the big motivator for me. The time aspect was the big motivator for me to do this trip and to give this another shot. Time to have with my family and my wife and my kids. Time to enjoy life a little bit, because I felt that I was working all day and then I was doing my side hustles later on, and I wasn't really enjoying the little bit of time that I had left over with my wife and kids, and that felt more important. So in order to kind of like flip that script and get more time with my wife and kids while I did my side hustles as a full-time thing was a big motivator for this. Also, there's a lot of things that give me back my time, little things that you don't realize, like cooking, right? Like I always help my wife cook. I help with the dishes. I help with the cleanup afterwards, right? Because we're a team, and she does a lot when it comes to taking care of the kids, and she does a lot of the house chores and a lot of those things too. So most of the time I would help with dinner, and we wouldn't order out much because that costs too much money. But here in Asia, since things are so much more affordable for us, we don't have to eat in. We don't cook. I haven't cooked anything in over 3 weeks. Literally every single bit of food that we've had has either been from a 7-Eleven or a convenience store for like some snacks, or we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner out, or we order Grab and they deliver it to us. And it's crazy like how much more affordable it is here than it is in the US. because we spend 10 to 20 bucks and my entire family eats, and many times we have leftovers from that. And that's just wild to me, and it's one of the things that we knew we were going to be able to do when we were here. So not only is like food cheaper, but the fact that we don't have to cook any of it gives me back more time, which I use that time then to make content or to write some code or whatever else I'm doing, which I haven't been able to do any of that, which is driving me nuts. And I'm frustrated. And I know that this is how a lot of people must feel when they're trying to like learn how to code or make improvements in their life, like working out or getting in shape, and they just don't have that time. Another thing too is like laundry. My wife and I haven't had to do any laundry at all. Like we go to the fluff and fold laundromats that they have here, and for like $1 a kilo, our entire wardrobes are getting washed and folded for us and returned to us in less than 24 hours for less than $10. That's crazy because we used to spend so much time doing laundry. And now we're getting that time back. And there's just like so many other things like cleaning up, right? We pick up after ourselves, but we don't have to clean anything up because everywhere we're staying has maid service and housekeeping. So while we pick up after ourselves, although that's not the case right now because I'm trying to get this video done, I'm trying to like get my little office area set up. And it's super messy. The actual cleaning of like the toilets and the bathtub and like sweeping up and taking out the trash and all that stuff is done for us. So that's more time that we are getting back. That is me doing this so that I can make time and get time back and find time. And now that I'm finally settling in, I'm finding the time to do it. Up until now, I haven't really been able to record much, at least not the A-roll. I've been filming a lot of B-roll as we've been like seeing the sites, but I haven't been able to actually like make the content, this part. But I'm going to be able to do that now. I still have some leftover stuff from when we were in Cambodia, and I need to edit that too, but I haven't had time to edit because we had that week in Bangkok, and I knew that week was going to be brutal because we purposely went to Bangkok to be able to see Bangkok for a quick week until we had to come over here to break up like our stay between two places. And I don't want to get off topic, but I'm just trying to say where I'm at with my time. And the fact that I don't want to dedicate too much more time to YouTube because I don't feel that it is returning the value that I am seeking for long-term goals. And I want to turn this into more of me kind of sharing what I'm doing. But again, I don't really want to talk about learning how to code, and I don't want to talk about family travels because that's not where I'm trying to go with this. It makes it difficult because then I kind of get this content block, creator block thing going. And then I just tell myself I got to just make a video and put it out there. And then I have like a list of different things that I can make videos on, but I just don't because I'd rather be coding right now. I have an app that I'm trying to push out because I have people that would be my users available to me, and I want to get them something that they can test out, and I haven't really had the time to get that out, and it's just very frustrating. And this is turning into a rant, and I just wanted to say that I guess I wanted to make this video for the people who are out there trying to find time to get themselves to where they want to be and are feeling like they just don't have enough time. I will tell you that even 20 minutes a day, even an hour a day, whatever little time that you can squeeze in, do it. If you got to give up some sleep to do it, do it. Because I've had many nights where I'm up till 2 a.m. or some mornings when I'm up at 4 and I'm working, I'm editing, I am hacking away at my app, and I'm doing this as I'm traveling. Like I'm still trying to find those pockets of time because I know that there are other things that are important to me that I don't want to take away time from. So I'm making that time. And that's what you have to do. There's sacrifices to this. Like none of this stuff comes easy for anyone. The thing is there people who start at a better position in life because either they have a better family structure, they come from a little bit more money, they have a silver spoon, they're just set up better than some of us who aren't. And as someone who has started from pretty much nothing in life, like literally when I was younger, my mom had food stamps. I was a single parent household. I've talked about all of this stuff. I'm not trying to keep talking about that, but I just want to say, like to put it into perspective, I understand when you got nothing, you got to work harder than the people that do. And I know that a lot of idiots out here are going to be like, oh, well, there's people who work plenty hard and don't get anywhere. Well, yeah, that sucks for them. But there's also people who bust their ass and do get to where they want to be. And you can't use the fact that some people get taken advantage of because they do hard work and don't get ahead in life. The thing is that you have to work smart and hard. But I am a believer of being able to get there regardless of where you start, especially if you're in a first world country, especially if you're like in America. It's different everywhere else. I understand that I am only able to do what I am doing here because I come from a country that is wealthy. And even though I may be middle class and not rich in America, I am rich in a lot of other places, and that's why I am doing what I'm doing now, because I'm trying to make my dollar stretch further. I know that there's a lot of mixed feelings about that. I get that by me going to other places and gentrifying these locations and bringing my dollar, it raises the prices of things for locals. I get that, but at the same time, I got to think about myself too and get ahead. And I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I make sure that I am generous with all of the people that help me here. I tip generously because I worked for tips when I was younger. I understand that people here need to make a living, but at the same time, I am going to take advantage of every opportunity that I can get to help my dollar go further, to help me have more time in the day in order for me to get to where I need to be and to be able to provide for my family the life that I want to provide for them. Because at the end of the day, you got to look out for yourself. You got to work hard because no one else is going to do it for you. And if you want to get to where you need to get to and where you're trying to get to, you have to do whatever it takes. And I don't care what anyone else tells you. I don't care what anybody thinks about that. That is the harsh reality of how the world works. And anyone that tells you any different doesn't know how the world really is. And it sucks that some of us start off lower than others and have to work so much harder. And some of us may never get to where we want to be. But I don't give a shit. I am going to work as hard as I can. And I'm going to take advantage of everything that I can in order to get to where I need to be. And I hope that you do the same. And I don't know, I got a little riled up. I think I've had a little bit too much caffeine. The Vietnamese coffee is very strong. And I just wanted to make a video and get something out there and maybe help some people that are on the grind right now. Because I'm on the grind. It's a different kind of grind. I'm not learning how to code anymore, but I'm trying to make things happen. And I'm trying to share more of that here on this channel. And I'm kind of lost where my content's going. And I don't know if I'll be making content 5 years from now. So wherever this goes, it goes. And whoever this helps or whomever this may help, let it help them. Because I'm just trying to say what I think I needed to hear a few years back. And hopefully the right person hears this and I motivate them and help them to improve their lives like I'm trying to improve my own. I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to try to edit it. I'm going to try to get it out. And I'm going to try to get back to getting this app done. And I'm maybe going to think about live streaming and getting out more content that's lower effort, because I've noticed that I'm kind of burying myself in B-roll and I have like a lot of video ideas that I want to do that are just way too time consuming. And that's not my main priority and goal at this time. But I know that I have to keep getting content out. So if you've got some video ideas for me, if you got something you want me to make or talk about, let me know in the comments. If you want to see me live stream, if you want to do some one-on-one calls, hit me up. I've been doing a lot of those and those have been going great, and I've been helping a lot of people and they've been very helpful for me as well. I started a school page and I didn't really like school and I'm not really a big fan of the people running it, and I think that I can build something on my own that will do the same thing. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to end up advertising that and try to offer something to the people that sign up there that would be exclusive to members, like maybe a weekly live stream Q&A for the members, maybe some group webinars that I can help people who are trying to break into tech or whatever. I don't know. I know that I have to figure out how I can continue to afford this, because believe it or not, I ain't making all that much money on YouTube. And it's a big reason why I kind of want to get away from it, because I know that I can't do this long term. And it's just what I need right now to get by until I build some other things. And that's just me being as real as I can be. And with all that said, I'm going to shut up now and I'll see you next time.